Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Timirandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Krishna Karna Sindhu Dhina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhana Sutta Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Gita Upanishad as it is, translation and commentary Srila Prabhupada. Today's verse is 41. Correct? Huh?
Tomorrow also 41.
Today is 41 of chapter 2. Correct? Okay, please repeat this famous verse. Vivasayatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushaka Hyanantascha Buddhayo Vyavasayinam Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushaka Hyanantascha Buddhayo Vyavasayanam Vyavasatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushaka Hyanantascha Buddhayo Vyavasayanam Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushaka Hyanantascha Buddhayo Vyavasayanam. Okay. Atmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushaka Hyanantascha Buddhayo Vyavasayanam Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushaka Hyanantascha Payo Vyavasayanam Vyavasayatmika Buddhir Ekeha Kurunandana Bahushaka Hyanantascha Buddhayo Vyavisayanam Vyushaka Hyanantascha Buddhayo Vyavisayanam. Please repeat. Vivasaya Atmika, resolute in Krishna consciousness. Buddhi, intelligence. Eka, only one. Iha, in this world. Kurunandana, O beloved child of the Kurus. Bahushaka, having various branches. He, indeed. Anantaha, unlimited. Cha, also. Buddhaya, intelligence. Avyasayanam, of those who are not in Krishna consciousness. Translation Srila Prabhupada. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Please repeat. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Purport Srila Prabhupada. A strong faith that by Krishna consciousness one will be elevated to the highest perfection of life is called Vivasayatmika intelligence. The Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 22:62 states, Shraddha Shabde Visvasa Kaha Sudrida Nishtaya Krishna Bhakti Kaila Sarva Karma Krita Haya. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, can you close those windows, please? Yeah, that's it. That's good, thanks. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material body with obligations to family traditions, humanity, or nationality. Fruitive activities are the engagements of one's reactions from past good or bad deeds. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. The resolute purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva Savamiti Sa Mahatma Sadulabha. A person in Krishna consciousness is the rare good soul who knows perfectly that Vasudeva, or Krishna, is the root of all manifested causes. as by wandering the root of a tree, one automatically distributes water to the leaves and branches, so by acting in Krishna consciousness, one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows that the nature of the student who knows the nature of the student and who can guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna, and one should accept the instructions of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in his famous prayers for the spiritual master as follows: Yashya prasadat bhagavat prasado, Yashya prasadan na kati kutopi, Dayam stuvam stasyai yashyastri sandhyam, Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for his mercy 3 times a day, and offer my respectful obeisances unto him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body. Not theoretically, but practically, when there is no longer a chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities. One who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive acts. Yes. Mukum karochi vachalam pangam laite girim yad kripa tamaham vande Shri Guru dinatarinam. Vavasayatmika bodhir ekeha kurunandana. Bahu shaka hi anantascha bodhayo vyavasayanam. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. So, this path, what is this path? Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of works. In this endeavor there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of the Kurus, the intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Men of small knowledge are very attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to the heavenly planets, resultant good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of material sense gratification and opulent life, they say there is nothing more than this. Yes, so that path here is the spiritual path. So Krishna now, he's given so many arguments, so much knowledge. You're not the body, Arjuna. So now you must fight. But you must fight with the spiritual conception. You can use the idea that you're not the body in many material ways. Oh yes, you're not the body, so in a battle I'm not killing you. So therefore it's materially okay for me to do so. There can be much material interpretation of spiritual knowledge. But spiritual knowledge should provoke the sadhaka, the practitioner, the person who has got some spiritual knowledge, to act on the spiritual platform. And that is the path that Krishna is going to introduce to Arjuna. That yes, I've given you so many reasons, you have your duty to perform to your brothers. Duryodhana has unlawfully usurped the throne. He's tried to kill you all with a poisoned cake. The house made of shellac, right? Varnish, some kind of varnish. He's done so many things. He's tried to insult Draupadi in so many gross ways. So you have lots of material motivation to get some revenge. But actually, Arjuna, don't act out of revenge and searching for material opulence. We will become the ruling party again. Yudhisthira, Bhima, Nakula, Sahadev, and yourself. Don't act on the material platform. So this is the key point of the Bhagavad Gita, is it not? Right? It comes to the point at the end, right? Manmana bhava mad bhakto. Attain spiritual consciousness through devotion. Madhyaji. Do all your activities as an offering to me. Mam namaskaru. With humility. Accept me as your Supreme Lord, the beneficiary of all your activities. And just rely on me for your mercy. And Queen Kunti, 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, explains the result. Yes, we were tried to be killed by Duryodhana in so many ways, but you have rescued us, right? This was, the 8th chapter is where Ashvatthama was trying to kill the child in the womb of Uttara, Parikshit Maharaj. She rushed to Krishna and Krishna saved the child, Parikshit. That's how he got the name. Parikshit means witness. So Krishna actually entered the womb and dispelled the power of the Brahmastra. So Parikshit, as a child, had darshan in the womb of the Supreme Lord's Leela in doing so. So he used to search in the face of everyone he met. Is that the Supreme Lord? Is that the Supreme Lord? He had been witness to the Supreme Lord, his activities. So he never forgot the Supreme Lord. So as Prabhupada says here, the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. So Parikshit Maharaj, the Pandavas, they attained the spiritual consciousness. automatically. How? Through spiritual knowledge, as Prabhupada explains here. In Queen Kunti's prayers, she explains that you saved us in so many ways, from the poison cake, the big fire, so on and so forth. Now you've saved Uttara and her child. You've done all those things, and the result is that I am bewildered because you run in fear from Mother Yashoda, right? This is her statement. When Mother Yashoda is angry with you and coming to bind you with a rope, then you run in fear. But at the same time, you've entered the womb of Uttara and dispelled the Brahmastra. You've re-established us on the throne. You have overcome all these things, but you run in fear from Mother Yashoda, rubbing your eyes with tears. So I'm very bewildered. So Prabhupada explains there that this is the thoughts of the sadhaka, the person who is attaining to Krishna consciousness. Of the people outside Vrindavan, it's explained that the Yadavas were the most advanced in Krishna consciousness. Then out of them, the Pandavas. Then out of the Pandavas, Arjuna was the most advanced in knowledge. But then more advanced was Queen Kunti. And more advanced than Queen Kunti was Uddhava. You should read the Uddhava Gita in the Bhagavatam, 11th canto. So they were all surprised, amazed. Queen Kunti, her prayers take this attitude that you are the Supreme Lord, you have done so many things, but it is a great mystery, your personality. So that is the perfection of spiritual consciousness. To be on the path of realizing Krishna. Janma kama tame divyam, evam yo vati tatvata. To realize Krishna in truth, just like Queen Kunti is saying, this is bewildering. But to realize Krishna in truth and to gain understanding of Krishna's name, form, quality and pastimes, that is the goal of life. To realize Krishna. The highest perfection of spiritual, of life, what did Prabhupada say exactly? Of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception. So to give up the material conception, and it's very interesting, in the purport, Prabhupada takes the material conception, that you should yes. That the material conception is that God or the Supreme Lord is irrelevant. That the realization of the Supreme Lord is something for people who do not want to be successful in the material world, who cannot be successful. And what is that material conception? It is that we are this material body, we're the material mind, we should work hard, we should get an education, we should get a job, make a business, pay our taxes, and with whatever's left after the government has grabbed the major share, we should enjoy the good things of life, right? This is the material conception. Now, Prabhupada there in the purport, he condemns the fruitive mentality. Fruitive, like if you remember the last sentence, what did he say? One who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive acts. So somebody whose mind is not bewildered or amazed or entranced or enthralled or just completely overwhelmed by Krishna Prem, whose consciousness is not flowing towards Krishna, they will be just overwhelmed by this mentality, this donkey mentality, that I should work like an ass. And by work, by fruitive acts, by engaging my mind and senses, I will attain perfection. Right? All over the world, this is the educational system, is it not? Actually, this modern education is only a few hundred years, not even that old, but it started actually in Prussia, in modern-day Germany. The king wanted obedient servants. Germany was full of principalities and they were always squabbling. And even within the principalities, the kings, the princes, they were not really highly regarded, and the people had their own intelligence about things. So they started the modern educational system where children at the age of 5, they should go to a school and become materially conditioned to worship the king, pay taxes, and work hard for the state. So it worked like a treat in Prussia, and then all over the world this educational system spread. We take it for granted now that there, but every government in the world has an educational system. And they turn out these little donkeys. It's not a goshala, it's a donkey shala. Should put this on the school. Come here and become addicted to fruitive activities, the material conception of life. Use your material mind and body to get money, pay your taxes, become obedient to the state, and that is success. So this is what is being propagated by the agents of Kali all over the world. So Prabhupada called that the slaughterhouse education. Because once you've got your job and you've paid your taxes and you retire, if you've got enough money to feed yourself, you're a lucky man after we've taxed you to death. And then you will just die happily, knowing that you have done your material duty to the state, to the family, so on and so forth. So this is basically the material conception of life. And the idea that aham sarvasya prabhavo, that Krishna is the source of everything, that everything is resting upon his energy, that Krishna has invested in the material world so many potencies. What is that verse in the Brahma Samhita? Panthastu koti satavatsara sambragamyo vayoratapi manaso punna pungavanam sopyasti yap prapadasinya vatincha tatve govinda madipurisham tamaham bhajami. I worship Supreme Lord Govinda, who has invested so many potencies in vices, in virtue, in spiritual knowledge, in tapasya. I worship him. So this is spiritual technology. that the Supreme Lord is the source of everything, and beyond just working like a donkey, there are different ways to deal with your life. So this was the Vedic civilization. This is the Vedic civilization, and this is what we are trying to practice in Krishna consciousness, that we make Krishna the center, and by understanding all the different potencies of yajna in his name, in meditation on his form, in meditation on his pastimes, in studying the Shastra, this will bestow all desirable things. Later on, Krishna explains. First he gets into this yajna mentality. What's that verse? Yajna tat karmano nyatra loko yam karma bandhana. That work performed as a sacrifice for Vishnu must be performed. Otherwise, work binds one to this world. So instead of acting fruitively with this donkey mentality, that I'll just use my strength and mind to get some money, and I'll fulfill my material duties, then we should what? We should understand that our work should be done for Vishnu. And instead of searching for just money after the government has grabbed it on your wage slip, the tax, you should actually be getting the mercy of Krishna. You should be acting in such a way that Krishna bestows all desirable things. And there you'll find there in the prayers of Queen Kunti, she is explaining that she's talking about the kingdom, right? And she is explaining that the pasture grounds, they are all muddy from the milk, dripping from the udders of the cows. The water, the rivers are flowing nicely. The hills and natural bounty, they're producing minerals, fruits, food, grains are there. And Prabhupada on lectures, he explains there's no mention about fertilizers, diverting rivers or anything. No, this Vedic civilization means to understand material nature, act in harmony, and offer the results to the Supreme Lord. And in that way the Supreme Lord reciprocates. Yetam mam prapajante tamsteva bhajamiham. All of them, as they surrender to me, I reciprocate accordingly. Everyone, that means materialist or spiritualist, follows my path in all respects. So this is spiritual technology. Now people think that by the material conception, we're just chemical reactions, and by fruitive activity and material technology we'll attain perfection. But look all over the world. The rivers, they're filthy. The land is being turned into sponge, dry sponge, by all the chemicals, right? The air is polluted, right? In Delhi, so many children, young children, their lungs are more sensitive. They're all getting asthma. The land, the water, and then even the food. By technology, they want to put fish genes in the tomato so it lasts longer in the supermarket. Never mind if it causes cancer. They want to genetically modify brinjal, right? BT cotton. They want to even pollute the inside of all the things. And anyone who studies up about it knows that it's a failure. People are getting cancer. The crops are not successful. But it's being forced. There's no mention of that by Queen Kunti. We're very happy because now we have genetically modified rice. No, he's saying by serving you, Krishna, and becoming your devotees, we have overcome Duryodhana, the battlefield. We have overcome everything. The poison cake, the murderous attitudes, the huge army, the Rakshasas. We have overcome them all. And this is all your grace. So this is a completely different mentality, is it not? Than the materialistic mentality. The materialistic mentality is that I am just a blob of chemicals on this blob of earth and I'd better figure out what to do. But the spiritual mentality is that Krishna is the source of everything. He's invested so many potencies in yajna, tapasya, chanting of the holy name, study of the shastra, tapasya. So let me become expert in those things, offer them all to Krishna and get the result according to his grace. This is a completely different civilization, is it not? You see the different mentality? So Prabhupada says this is based on spiritual knowledge from the Shastra. So that's why all the great acharyas, and Prabhupada in particular recently, and then before him Bhaktisiddhanta, Bhakti Vinod, and then all the Goswamis, Madhavendra Puri, all the great sages, Jayadev Goswami recently, they are all describing this wonderful transcendental world. And through this spiritual knowledge, understanding, as it says, vidyam avidyam chavidyam ashnute, in the Ishupanishad, it says that if you can understand the nature of the material world and the nature of the spiritual world, material energy and spiritual energy, how they work, only that person, only that who can understand them both, he can transcend the influence of the Maya Shakti and attain the blessings of the Supreme. So that means spiritual knowledge, as Prabhupada emphasizes in the purport. This opens up a whole new path. Instead of acting like a donkey for my own satisfaction and the extensions of my body, the wife, the family, society, country, instead of acting like a donkey through work, rather fulfill all those duties, yes, but be fixed on the Supreme Lord, in the realization of the Supreme Lord. Study the Shastra and Majjaji, offer all your activities to the Supreme Lord. And then, what will Krishna do? Forget you? No, Krishna is very scrupulous. This is the word used by Bhakti Vinod Thakur in Jaiva Dharma. He says, if Krishna is extremely fair, that's also in Queen Kunti's prayers, that he does not renege. If you approach Krishna and offer all your activities with spiritual knowledge, your tapasya, your study, you offer your chanting, you offer it to Krishna, then he will reciprocate. So this is the path of spiritual life, and this is going to be expounded on by Krishna. It's a completely different attitude to reality. And the apex of this realization is in the 11th chapter, right, of the Gita, where Krishna shows the universal form. And in that, Arjuna sees that everything, sutri mani gana iva, right? Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam, srimad urjitam evava. Everything is resting upon me like pearls are strung upon a thread. Whatever beautiful and glorious, wonderful creation, see it, Arjuna, think a spark of my splendor. So see me even in the material world. See the material world as spiritual. This is the perfection of Krishna consciousness. Instead of being like a donkey, seeing matter everywhere and working like a donkey, perform everything as an offering to me, majjaji mam namaskaru. Study the Shastra, hear from the sadhus, and then realize me. And do not fear. Ma suchaha. Just give up all your material dharmas, your material conceptions. Just rely on me. And ma suchaha. Right, just like Queen Kunti. The devotee, why is Queen Kunti there? Right at the beginning of the Bhagavatam, Vyasadeva is making the point to the devotees. If you live this way, relying and being faithful to Krishna, then Krishna will reciprocate. Krishna will protect you. Krishna will bless you in every way. So this conception, if we get this conception, then we can become very enthusiastic, utsahan, in Krishna consciousness. Because we have this fruitive mentality, but now we should think, I'll perform tapasya for Krishna and let him give me the fruit. Now, of course, this does not sound like pure bhakti, right? In bhakti, we don't want anything. We don't request everything. But Krishna is laying it clear in the prayers of Queen Kunti, in the Bhagavad Gita, in the whole Mahabharata. Yes, you don't have to ask me for anything because I will take care of everything. You understand? So if we have spiritual knowledge, we can just leave it up to Krishna and let me do all my sadhana, all my study as an offering to him. All my practical devotional service, let me do that as an offering to him. And let me be relaxed, let me be free of anxiety, knowing that I am under the shelter of the merciful Lord. So when somebody gains this conception of life with faith, as Prabhupada emphasized in the beginning of the purport, then he can become very resolute, can become very fixed. Because the materialist is getting up and going to work. Why? Because he's thinking, I need the money, and I'm going to make it today. Today I'm going to pull off a big deal. But the devotee should spring out of bed before Mangalarti, and he should say, Krishna will be pleased by seeing me in Mangalarti, by me chanting my rounds. When I study the Shastra, I'm worshipping him by intelligence. When I do some practical service for the spreading of Krishna consciousness, Krishna will be pleased. So then he can become resolute, realizing that Krishna will reciprocate, Krishna will appreciate. So this is the path. But especially at the beginning, it is dependent as Prabhupada emphasized in the purport, on spiritual knowledge. Spiritual knowledge gives us this conception. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Arjuna saw that practically, the universal form. Ishvara Parama Satchidananda Vigraha. His form is Satchidananda Vigraha. Eternity, knowledge and bliss, personality, everything. He's the source of all persons, but he is not, he is uncaused. Anadir, he is the uncaused cause of all personalities. Sarva Karana Karanam. He is everything, all principles, Panthastukoti, all the principles that are in the material nature and the spirit, they all depend upon him. Everything is resting upon him, just like pearls are strung upon a thread. Therefore, that is my inspiration. You see? We may give up the material conception. Oh, I don't want to work like a donkey in a factory, it's all nonsense. It's only just going to the slaughterhouse, we're all dying without spiritual knowledge. So, we give up that. What is the inspiration? How can we become resolute in Krishna consciousness? And that resolution is to realize that Krishna reciprocates. You understand? With us individually and collectively. And we see, right? What did Prabhupada do to start the movement? He got an old tom-tom and he went to Tompkins Square Park, and what did he do? He chanted. And then some people came around. He gave them prasad and he gave them spiritual knowledge. And he said, you do the same thing. You perform yajna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. One time, H.G.Kesi Swami, he did wonderful service for Prabhupada. He opened up all the European countries. He was the servant of Prabhupada, and Prabhupada said, H.G.Kesi, you're making too much trouble here. Go to Germany and start the movement in Europe. He didn't say you're making too much, but H.G.Kesi used to joust and joke with Prabhupada. So anyway, H.G.Kesi said, Prabhupada, I don't know German, I don't know French, I don't know Croatian, I don't know Russian. Prabhupada said, just go to Germany, get an apartment and chant Hare Krishna. And that's what H.G.Kesi did. He went there, he had a few ruples or what, marks, and he opened an apartment and he chanted. And eventually the whole movement blossomed. Why? Because just like Queen Kunti is saying, you are giving us everything, Krishna. You are reciprocating, you are protecting us. So he did that for H.G.Kesi. And then H.G.Kesi got so many translators, opened so many temples, and so on and so forth. So we can become resolute and enthusiastic if we understand this principle. If we take this as our motivation, the satisfaction of Krishna and the confidence that he will reciprocate. Just like Krishna says, Masucha, just become my devotee. And so how to become devotee? We learn that tadvidi pratipatena pariprashnena. We learn that from the sadhu, from the guru, from the devotees. How to become reciprocating with Krishna. And then, as we reciprocate with Krishna, we realize Krishna. Right? Because that is the reciprocation of Krishna, is the realization of Krishna. Krishna's central point in reciprocation is to bestow realization of the truth of himself upon the devotee, to reveal himself. So when the devotee actually starts to realize Krishna, this further makes him more resolute, more faithful. Because he's realizing the nectar of Krishna. He's realizing within his heart directly that Krishna exists. So therefore it is the perfection of religion, because it reveals the Supreme Lord, not through blind faith. Believe in this, believe in this, believe that, believe that. No, realize this, realize that within your heart. Blind faith in believing in odd things, that will not make you resolute. It may make you fanatic, irrational, but it will not make you faithful in the terms of realization. So if we learn this science of reciprocating with Krishna and realizing Krishna, then automatically, as Prabhupada says here, the highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. So we'll finish on that. Are there any questions? Okay, Aarti is starting. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai.